Joe Biden could go on Fifth Avenue in Manhattan and shoot somebody in the head, and the media wouldn't cover it. They would be content with letting Joe rest at his home while they cover his running mate, COVID-19. If you don't believe this, I mean, just if you don't believe this, obviously you're not paying attention, and I need to inform you. So listen up. Never mind his past racial slurs, never mind his past racial policies that hurt the African American community, never mind his close racist associations, never mind that his vice president nominee, Kamala Harris, called him out on the first Democratic debate as being a racist. Of course they're going to ignore that, but you would think someone in the media other than Fox News would have the integrity to cover what's happening right now with the Biden crime family. Every day there's more and more evidence. So first, the New York Post does an article about this laptop that the FBI has in their possession. They happen to get a copy of the hard drive, which clearly shows that Joe Biden lied when he said he had nothing to do with his son's business. It also showed corruption. Like the height of corruption. We all knew these politicians were corrupt, but especially someone who's been there 50 years like Joe Biden, we knew he was, the ultimate swamp monster, and that's why we sent an outsider, Donald Trump, to clean it up. But this is even worse than we had imagined. The evidence is here. Emails, text message. The Biden crime family has been doing this for years. And the FBI verified that these are authentic. They're not Russian disinformation. They also revealed that they've been doing an investigation into the Biden family for a year, since 2019. I'm sure you haven't heard that on any other news network if you don't watch Fox. So this is humongous news, and everybody's ignoring it. Twitter refused to allow this New York Post article be put on Twitter. They actually locked out the New York Post, a 200-year newspaper, a regular newspaper, just locked it out until just yesterday because the Senate grilled them, brought the CEO up to grill them, pointed out all the millions he's given to Biden and the Democrats and how he's censoring free speech when he gets a protection called from the law called Section 230 because it's supposed to be a free speech platform so nobody can sue him. So they threatened to take that away because they're censoring free speech. These articles have been authenticated not only by the FBI, but by the Senate Intelligence Committee have also said these are authentic. Okay, these are emails from Hunter Biden, Hunter Biden's brother Jim Biden, and there's no Russian involvement here, other than what I'm about to tell you in a few minutes. So CNN was saying this is Russian disinformation, just copying the Democrats' talking points. While the other news stations totally ignored it, other than Fox. So now 51% of the population in America think it's Russian disinformation. So now Twitter's allowing it to go on the New York Post. Supposedly they fact-checked it and, oh yeah, it's true. But it's so close to election, most people already got in their head, it's Russian disinformation. Then you add to that, I should have wrote his name now, his associate who's sitting in jail, a Biden crime family associate, Hunter Biden's business partner, sitting in jail, is pissed because Hunter Biden and Joe Biden are in jail, so he hands over to an author 26,000 emails proving that the Biden crime family has been involved in corruption at the highest level. Then add to that, the day of the last debate, an hour before the debate, Tony Bobulinski, the CEO, a former lieutenant in the United States Navy, a wealthy CEO, was hired by Hunter to help run his business as the CEO. Just like all major crime families, they always have a legitimate business and they always have to make it look legit to funnel money and to extort money and to launder money. And in fact, we find out now the FBI was investigating the Biden crime family for laundering money. It's an ongoing investigation. This is a huge blockbuster story. This is the story that journalists used to dream about investigating. This makes Nixon and Watergate look like nothing. This is humongous corruption by a man who could possibly be our president in a few days. And the media is ignoring it. And what's interesting in the Tony Bobolinsky, the CEO guy, he said he came out because he really thought it was a legitimate business and they needed a CEO. He had CEO experience to help him out. So he took the job. And then he started noticing things that were just not right, that you wouldn't do, that any other businessman would go to jail for. So he has the emails to prove it, saying, Hunter, we need to get greater governance over this business. In other words, we need more rules in place so it don't give the perception that we're doing anything wrong. The email says, and FBI and the Senate has confirmed that this is Hunter Biden. My dad says no, he does not want more governance. So this Bobolinsky started thinking, okay, this is looking fishy. And the more he learned was that they were directly getting billions, and Hunter and Joe Biden's cut was millions, from communist China. They were also trying to work out deals with Russia where they could get around the sanctions that were placed on Russia. So there's your Russian collusion. And as I've said in other videos, Saul Alinsky, Rules for Radicals, says Marxists should always accuse their opponent of the crime they're doing. So the Biden crime family was involved in Russian collusion, and they put it on Trump. Now, another interesting thing Tony Bobolinsky said was he hired a Navy SEAL. He hired a Navy SEAL team. Tucker Carlson was interviewing him and said, listen, aren't you afraid for your life? He said, yeah, that's why I hired a former Navy SEAL team. And what struck me was he didn't say a Navy SEAL, like a bodyguard. He said a team. And usually Navy SEAL teams, I think they're like 10 to 12 men, if I'm not mistaken. And, I was in the regular Navy, but I happened to be stationed on an amphibious base where there were 2 SEAL teams. So I would run into these guys at the credit union or at the exchange. And I'm the kind of guy, if I'm interested in something, I'll pick your brain. So I'm always talking to these guys. Actually, we played softball against these guys sometimes because it was peacetime. They weren't always out on missions. So they were around the base. And I have to tell you, the Air Force got their combat controllers. They're the best professionals at what they do. The Army's got their Delta Force guys, that the best at what they do. The Marines got the Raiders, the best at what they do. I'm saying we got the best special forces in the world. But deadly, there is no team more deadlier than the Navy SEALs. I guarantee you, if you are in a fight and you got to choose 10 guys, pick a Navy SEAL team. They are the deadliest people out there, trust me. You want them on your side. So I think Tony Bobolinsky is a smart guy for hiring this SEAL team to protect his family. And if you're wondering why would he need such a deadly force to protect him from Joe Biden, he's such a nice guy. Biden's a con artist. I grew up in the inner city. I could smell a con artist a mile away. He's the epitome of a corrupt politician. Been there 50 years. Oh, he's just Joe, goofy old Joe. He says stupid things, but he's got a good heart. He'll have smart people around him. That's why people are voting for him. Not because they think he's something good, but because they think he's honest. And he's not. He's corrupt. He's evil. And why does this man need a Navy SEAL team to protect his family? Well, if I could quote my latest guest, Michael Voris, these people kill babies. And like Michael Voris said, they will kill babies to attain power. You don't think they'll kill you to keep their power? You're out of your mind. Planned Parenthood is the biggest supporter of Joe Biden. And it's like this vicious corrupt circle that they do in Washington. Planned Parenthood donates a ton of money to the Democrats and Joe Biden. Then when he gets in, he gives them money back in grants and in loans and policies that help them kill more babies and make more money. And it's a vicious circle. And if you don't believe this, just think about this. Planned Parenthood has killed more black babies than Hitler killed Jews. There's a black genocide going on in America, and the Democrat Party is allowing it, funding it, and encouraging it so they can attain and keep power. If you don't believe this is a genocide, look up this fact. Every year in New York City, more black babies are aborted than are born. It's a genocide. The Democrats are making money off the blood of black babies. So, and it goes hand in glove with the racist Joe Biden of the past. If the media would do its part and put it together, it's so obvious. So, I made a video talking about the corruption of the FBI. And you said, well, if the FBI is corrupt, why are they investigating them? Well, how's this for an answer? They haven't done anything until they were exposed. Number one, they've had this investigation on since 2019. The FBI leaks like a sieve. They're always leaking information. This information wasn't leaked until recently, until after Nancy Pelosi had this big press conference about strengthening the laws to remove a president if he's not mentally fit to be president. And she said, this isn't for Trump. This is for future presidents. Well, maybe, just maybe, in collusion with the FBI and the Democrat leadership, Nancy Pelosi and all the other socialists, they come to Joe and say, listen, we got enough on you to impeach you. They got enough on you to put your family in jail. Just do the honorable thing. Say you have Alzheimer's and you're going to resign. And then we'll put our girl in, the most liberal senator from all accounts, any way you look at it and judge it. Kamala Harris is the most liberal. She's more liberal than Bernie Sanders. She's a hardcore Marxist. She'll become president, and then she could pick Bernie Sanders, Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, whoever she wants, as her vice president. If they win the Senate and they hold the Congress, then they can pack the courts. And there's a lot of disinformation what that means. All that means is for 189 years or 200 years, however long it's been, there's been 9 judges on the Supreme Court. Just like Hugo Chavez did in Venezuela. This is what the Democrats are talking about, to follow Hugo Chavez's model in Venezuela and add 8 more justices. But there'll be 8 justices that the Marxists pick. So there'll be 8 Marxist justices. So whatever unconstitutional law that these Democrats make, the Supreme Court will say, yep, it's constitutional. And you know already they want to shut down our free speech. They have. You know already they want to shut down our churches. They have. You know they said they're coming for our guns. Hell yeah, we're coming for your guns, is what Beto O'Rourke said, and Joe Biden said he will be his gun czar. So they're coming for every constitutional right. So what do? They're outspending us in every Senate race 10-1. They're outspending Trump 20-1. They have dark money, which in my opinion, dark money, they don't have to account for it. There's legal loopholes, and of course this 50-year politician knows how to deal with all these loopholes. They have so much dark money, and if you ask me, it's coming from China, because Biden is China's buddy. They're outspending Trump like 20-1. What do we do about this? They have the media. They have the deep state, the FBI. They have the intelligence. We got us. Trump has us. That's all he's got, the American people. This is what we got to do. We have to vote in person. If there's early voting, go today. If not, whatever it takes. My mother is 85 years old, broke her hip 2 weeks ago, and went in Florida for early voting. My daughter-in-law's grandmother is 88 years old, a Southern Democrat, has never voted Republican in her life. She told me she went in with her walker and voted for Trump and Republicans straight down the line, because in her own words, this Democrat party ain't what it used to be. It ain't the party of JFK. It's a party of communists. And she's right. JFK said, don't ask what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Dude, that's a total opposite Democrat party of today. This is not the party of JFK. This is the party of Chairman Mao. So if they can do it, you can do it. I don't care if you're standing in the rain for hours. Think about the soldiers that stood in a rain of gunfire so you had this right to vote. This is the most important election of our lifetime. Please go out and vote. God bless, stay Catholic, and vote.